Good morning, and welcome to the King Angel Show, where together we react and learn a wide range of topics that go from true crime, mythology, murder mystery, history, culture, to music, movies, art, and vinyl art, picture books, and vinyl showings. We do graphic design. We do a little bit of everything. Uh, this is the King Angel Show, like I said, and I'm your host, King Angel, your favorite variety streamer. What's up? Another day, another dollar. We're here. Grateful to be alive and breathing. Thank you, Tool. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Hope y'all are staying hydrated if it's hot where you are, which is basically like 60 or 70% of the world right now. It's hot. For obvious reasons. But yeah, here we are. Morning coffee. Good morning to you. Click there. Black coffee as always, a little bit of sugar. So yeah, another day just stopping by, hanging out with you guys. Let me write a quick good morning message. Mind you, it's 8 a.m. here, so that's why I'm literally just on my morning coffee, already ready to go to work and everything. It's one of the things about streaming in the mornings that I'm already a morning person, but it gives me that extra oomph to just get ready as soon as I wake up. So you have, I think that's like the most difficult part, is having to get ready, and in my case, like I take a shower, I have to go through like it's steps. So if you get through those steps really quickly, and as soon as you wake up, I don't know, like I just feel like your morning just opens up a lot more than my normal routine, which was like waking up, coffee, joint, and then just taking it like from that point on, and then eventually showering and starting to get ready for work. But ever since I started doing these morning coffee streams, I'm slowly getting into that habit of just waking up, getting into the shower, getting dressed, and then it's like the morning just opens. You just have like more time. Again, I appreciate my mornings. I wake up very early because I love the silence that dawn brings with it. I don't know, it's like this eerie, everyone's asleep, no one's out, there's no one walking out. If you hear in my case, I live where there are lots of like trees, and there's a creek and whatnot. You hear a lot of branches breaking, and like animals or stuff like that wander around here. And that's all you hear in the morning. You hear those little. Eventually, you'll hear like a little crackatoo of a branch breaking. But other than that, it's just this complete eerie silence that is just so awesome. It's so haunting. I love it. I love it. I listen to a lot of music with my headphones on, and I don't know. It's such a relief for me to just be able to, I don't know, hear music in the morning while it's so calm and quiet. Oh, it's so good. I love drinking my coffee like that. Again, we have the bird. I'm gonna eventually show this bird to you guys, because my boy spends the whole day just like I don't understand what mansion he's trying to build. There he goes again. He'll be back. Like I said, I was gonna write a quick good morning message to all of you. Good morning and welcome in. How was your morning coffee? It's wonderful. Oh, that's a great way to. There you go. Oh, it's wonderful. The YouTube chat is awfully odd. Doesn't come out in the correct place. But yeah, I have some news here that we can read. It's strange news. I don't want to get into anything like. I don't. I skip the politics and religion. Definitely conversations I save for situations where they're needed. I don't like talking about neither of them. I don't. They're delicate topics that a lot of people don't have the maturity to talk about. So it's best to skip those things. But there's so many other topics that can be talked about and discussed that don't necessarily have anything to do with things that could cause strife or like any type of confrontation between people. So yeah, strange news. It's always great. That's always like a neutral thing to indulge in, and I'll be reading it from NPR. There's a few of them that I could read that seem pretty interesting. I think you all would enjoy. I'm hoping I can find one of the articles that talks about. I don't know if they have it here. June 27th, I believe it was considered the shortest day in history. So I was reading that the Earth, what was it? The Earth, the Moon. I need to find the article. I kind of don't want to just spew stuff, but it's pretty interesting. And yeah, I think it's the rotation, the orbit was done in 24 hours, like right on the dot. Again, pretty interesting information. I'm trying to see if I can find it here. And I'm surprised that they don't have it. I think one of the ones that we can read is one from, this is July 23rd, 2022, and it's a diner discovered 100 million year old dinosaur footprints in a restaurant. That sounds extremely interesting. I'll give it a minute before I switch over to the other screen. Again, like I said before, wishing everyone a great day today, a productive day. May you accomplish all the goals that you've set for yourselves today. Goals are very important to have. I always try to talk about that because I don't know, I feel like goals give you purpose, and it there's no use in hard work and grinding if you don't have a purpose for it. So yeah, set yourself some short goals, and while you're accomplishing them, just check them off. You can do a mental checklist. You can write it down. That'd be the best way. And while you're accomplishing them, you just start scratching it off. Scratching. You start. Scratching them off. Right over them. You can check them off. It feels great. It's a very satisfying feeling to check things off off of a list of goals that you have set for yourself. And accomplishing short goals leads you to believe in yourself and your ability to succeed. So you then start setting higher goals for yourself, which is pretty great, to be honest with you. It also keeps things interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Like when you set goals for yourself, you appreciate more the trials and tribulations that happen in the middle of it, because there's the beginning when the goal is set, and then there's that end when the goal is achieved. But then the difficult part is that middle where you're figuring out, or life is figuring out how you're gonna reach the goal that you set. Many times the goals that you set, it's not even sometimes you think the goal that you set is gonna happen one way, and it ends up happening in a completely different way, or it happens with it happens with same, like, kind of like the same things that you did ask for, but with more in a completely different way. Like, for example, like, let's say like the goal you set for yourself was an apple. Like, you're trying to buy an apple, and you thought that it was going to be a pretty standard A to Z. You just go and you get the money and you buy the apple. But the way you get the money to buy that apple is the interesting part. That's where life gives you these paths, and that's when all those trials and tribulations that I mentioned before potentially happen, and you reach your goal of buying that apple, but it wasn't done in the way you thought it was. Or maybe it wasn't necessarily the same apple that you thought it was. It ends up being a green apple. Life is a funny way. I always remember that Alanis Morissette song. Life definitely has a funny way of doing things. So, yeah, just like I said, set some goals for yourself. Short goals. Don't have to be that big. And never anything that you can't accomplish, because you also have to be real with yourself. I mean, the whole point is setting goals that are achievable. Like, obviously you can't ask for wings to fly, if you know what I mean with that example. It obviously has to be within the realm of achievability. So while you're setting those goals, obviously you want to do things that you can eventually succeed at, and that's the whole point of short goals, allowing you to basically train yourself to have something to work towards to and work for. So that grind and that hard work that you do at work is for something, and it's not just for the hell of it. It's not just you're not doing it just to do it. That's foolish. Set goals for yourself, and it'll be a lot easier for you to again train yourself to achieve, set bigger goals for yourself and achieve them. Mind you, I'm in absolutely no way, shape, or form any type of self-help motivational speaker. I actually do not believe in any of that. I stay firmly away from it because of my own personal reasons. But I am conscious enough to understand the importance of goals. And I mean, it's not that the things that they say is not true. It's just simply I choose to not indulge in. But I can understand that, obviously, you know, hard work without a goal is just empty, basically. You have to have something to be able to, like, even if your goal is to put food on your table, that's still a goal. You know, that's still something that you have to achieve. So again, it's even if it's the most minimum things, it helps to, again, set those small goals for yourself. Life 101. Yeah. But seriously, and also you have to kind of live with the idea, live with the fact that sometimes there are goals that you will set for yourself that, you know, aren't the best, or aren't the best choice for you, or, you know, you're not necessarily, it's not something that's necessarily needed. I just don't even know how to explain it, because yeah, I've had situations where I've set goals for myself, and as much as I've tried, like, I've done the impossible, and it just wasn't for me. While I've set goals for myself that I have been able to achieve, many of them, truthfully, there have been some that, yeah, but just, I guess it just wasn't in my realm of accessibility, I guess, or it just wasn't for me. You know what I say to that? C'est la vie, like the French say. That's life. Let's get to the views. Sorry. Whoa. Got me. Sweet. Alright, so we'll start with this one. A diner discovered 100 million year old dinosaur footprints in a restaurant. Oh boy. So it says, if you need an excuse to head to brunch this weekend, allow yourself to consider the possibility that your French toast may cause you to expand scientific discovery and research. Earlier this month, an observant patron at a restaurant in southwest China spotted a set of footprints in the stone floor of the courtyard where they were dining. And after the proper authorities were called in to observe and identify, the paleontologists on the scene discovered a new set of footprints, which they say belonged to two dinosaurs that walked the planet some 100 million years ago. Paleontologist Dr. AITA Xing was one of the experts called in to investigate. He told CNN that his team used a 3D scanner to confirm that the imprints were left by sauropods. Sauropods were plant eaters with small heads and long necks and tails, and they were monstrous. All these dinosaurs hatched out of eggs that were about the size of a grapefruit, so they were kind of like popcorn to the carnivores of their time, said Riley Black, a paleontologist and science writer. Says their whole game plan. Sorry. Ooh. Their whole game plan, evolutionarily speaking, was to eat a whole bunch of plants and get big as fast as possible. And although the time for sauropods to walk the earth may be long gone, The discovery denotes an exciting time for paleontological research. I would say that right now, China, in particular with regards to dinosaur footprints, is undergoing a fossil renaissance. A lot of new and exciting spots are being discovered, said Scott Persons, a paleontologist at the College of Charleston. He has worked with the Chinese scientists who made this discovery, though he was not involved in this particular find. I have to say, I've never gone to a restaurant to discover dinosaur tracks, Persons said. Black said that this type of encounter could be a reminder that the remains of fossils are still all around us. Even sometimes when I go on walks around Salt Lake City, a lot of the sidewalks that we have out there are made from early Jurassic sandstone. And I haven't seen a dinosaur in there yet, but you'll see little tracks made by proto-mammals and scorpions and spiders that were crawling all over these sand dunes, so there's really a whole sort of urban paleontology. While fossil footprints might not seem quite as dramatic as finding bones, they allow paleontologists to take a unique glimpse into how dinosaurs lived. Tracks are fossilized behavior. That is the motion of a living animal. And usually, tracks are some of the only evidence that we have of dinosaurs' social behavior, Black said. Black added that sauropods had to eat constantly to maintain their size, so their behavior in this case may have involved munching their way through lush green worlds. In other words, there's a chance they may have been brunching too. Nice. Well, could you imagine just going into a diner and finding footprints like that to the point where they have to call in like archaeologists and that's insane. All right, that was pretty cool. Whoa. Okay. So this one seems interesting. Sharks mistaking feet for fish are likely behind Long Island attacks. Oh boy. Okay. A series of 5 shark attacks in 2 weeks on New York's Long Island probably has many beachgoers in the Northeast hesitant to wade into the water. But the sharks aren't targeting humans. They're after fish. A sand tiger shark nursery located just off the Long Island coast and an abundance of bait fish close to shore could explain the recent string of unwanted encounters, according to Florida Program for Shark Research Program Director Gavin Naylor. The sand tiger shark is one of the more menacing looking creatures lurking beneath the ocean's surface. It can grow up to 10 feet in length and has a set of jagged teeth protruding from its jaws. However, as far as sharks go, this big fish shouldn't be cause for alarm. The sand tiger is a relatively docile species of shark that wants little to nothing to do with humans. Attacks are almost always carried out by smaller juveniles that accidentally bite someone while chasing fish. Wait, that is insane. You're just waddling there in the water, minding your own business. Then all of a sudden you just feel this bite right on your leg. My dude, that's a shark. Even if it's a sand tiger shark, it's still a shark. It's a pretty good story to take back to shore, let me tell you. Damn, that is crazy. Like, even the thought of just going into the water, I'm just like thinking about it. Like, you're just minding your own business there, la 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 la, wanting to enjoy the beach, and then all of a sudden, you have your legs are floating there, and you just feel that bite on your legs. Yeah, and it's a shark trying to catch a fish because it's hungry. That's crazy. Off the coast of Long Island, there are lots of juvenile sand tiger sharks. A lot of them, and usually we don't have a problem with them. But as you've probably heard reported, a lot of the bait fish, which are the bunker, in parenthesis, the menhaden, are actually closer in this year, and there's a lot more. Naylor said, "It's a statistical fact that sharks don't target people. If they did, we'd have about 10,000 bites a day." Scientists with the Wildlife Conservation Society's New York Aquarium announced the discovery of a sand tiger shark nursery off the southern Long Island coast in 2016. Naylor said that this could explain why encounters, such as the 5 in the past 2 weeks, didn't result in life-threatening injuries. Adult sharks are considerably larger and are capable of delivering more damage in the event of an attack, but they're also more mature and less likely to mistake a human for food. What to do if you see a shark? Having said all that, there are some extra precautions you can take to better avoid an unwanted encounter with sharks. Don't swim between dusk and dawn. Don't go into the water alone. Avoid flashy jewelry, which can be mistaken for fish scales. Interesting. Don't go in if you've got an open wound. If you've done your due diligence and still come face to face with a shark, the best thing you can do is remain calm. Really? That's the best I can do? That doesn't seem like very good advice, let me tell you. I am sorry, but there is no way I wouldn't be able to... There's no way I would be able to keep myself calm in the face of danger when being confronted by a shark. Let's see the picture of this shark. So y'all want me to keep calm and cool and collected while facing this. How does that work? How do you stay cool and collective? Like, the sudden sound of a dog barking is enough to cause human beings to feel startled. It's like that rush of the moment. Ah! When they hear a dog barking, and you're gonna tell me that I'm supposed to stay calm in the face of a shark? All right. It's a good thing sharks aren't floating in the air like you've seen in sci-fi movies, and this isn't a fucking shark attack kind of situation, because yeah. Exactly. So look, it says if you've done your due diligence and still come face to face with a shark, and don't wait, the best thing you can do is remain calm. Easier said than done. Square up with the shark and don't take your eyes off of it, Naylor said. Move purposefully while watching the shark and back towards the shore. And if the shark gets too close for comfort or it tries to bite you, defend yourself. Your best bet is to punch or kick the shark in the nose or gills. Wow, this is insane how I thought originally this was just going to be talking about how sharks mistake people's feet for fish, but now they're explaining to me how I'm supposed to defend myself against the shark. I'm supposed to square up with the shark and don't take my eyes off of it. So guess who's not going into the beach anymore? Fuck that. I mean, excuse me. Having said all that, our fear of sharks is a bit out of proportion, Naylor said. The odds of getting bit by a shark are a little less than 1 in 4 million, according to the International Shark Attack File. In fact, you are 10 times more likely to get killed by fireworks. You're probably 200 times more likely to drown in the ocean than you are to get bitten by a shark, Naylor said. And I think that people aren't that worried about drowning. Well, I'm gonna say that to someone that doesn't know how to swim. I don't know. Well, okay. This is a distillery is fighting invasive crabs by turning them into whiskey. I mean, when in Rome. Okay. Look at him. And it's like the crab knows it's having its picture taken because it's looking directly at the camera. Okay, they're small. They're green. They're crustaceans. And now they're in whiskey. Green crabs are the invasive pests that have plagued North America's marine ecosystems for more than 200 years. A New Hampshire distillery is taking on the problem by using them to make green crab flavored whiskey. Green crabs are so abundant that it's going to take a lot more than whiskey to curb the population, but some hope bringing awareness to the issue will lead to creative solutions. Tamworth Distilling's Crab Trapper whiskey gets some of its flavor from green crabs caught off the coast of New Hampshire. The crabs hitched a ride to the United States on ships coming from Europe around the 1800s. Here, they eat tons of shellfish and destroy estuaries and fish habitats. Will Robinson, the product developer at Tamworth Distilling, who had the idea for the project, said the crabs were cleaned and prepared just like any other crab you might order at a restaurant. Interesting. So it gets its flavor from green crabs. Wow, that's crazy. Which also kind of leads me to believe, that it doesn't matter what you throw at human beings. We figure out a way to work with it somehow, some way. So they had a problem, and it's green crabs. What do? They said, you know what? We're gonna make whiskey out of it, and that's exactly what they did. And now they're helping curb the problem that they had with this overabundance of green crabs that would wash on the shore. Also funny how those green crabs hitched a ride to the U.S. They saw that ship and they're like, you know what? I'm getting on this. Let's see where this takes me. Adventure time. Alright, this is them, I guess, being caught. It says people are going to hear crab whiskey, and I'd venture to say 3/4 of them are going to go, no, absolutely not, he said. But if you can get them to taste it, they totally change their tune for the most part. I can see that. I don't drink alcohol, but I would be curious to know if anyone has tasted this and to see how it tastes. I mean, if they're going to great lengths to produce it, like, I'm pretty sure they're producing it for a reason and there's people buying it. So it can't be that bad if it's being sold and they're making a profit from it. So first they make a crab stock. Then they distill it using a vacuum still, a glass machine that allows for precise temperature control. It looks like a crazy piece of laboratory equipment, Robinson said. It preserves the flavor and aroma molecules that would get destroyed if we were to boil it. The stock is mixed with spices, like mustard seed, coriander, and cinnamon, then combines with a bourbon base. Oh, sorry. Robinson calls it a thinking sipping drink. It's meant for you to explore your own perception through your olfactory senses. Each bottle of whiskey uses about a pound of green crabs, but one distillery alone isn't going to make much of a dent in the green crab population. That's because their numbers are out of control, says Dr. Gabriella Bradt, a marine biologist and fisheries specialist at the University of New Hampshire. They are probably one of the most successful invasive species that we have in North America, at least in the marine world, she said. They can eat about 40 mussels a day, just one crab. And so you multiply that by a bazillion and you have no more clams. Damn. Climate change is making things worse. Warmer ocean temperatures offer more hospitable environments for the invasive crab to thrive. Still, Brad said creative projects like Crab Trapper can help address the problem by raising awareness. Her own research focuses on tracking where and when green crabs molt. The idea is that if you can catch them right after they molt, you can cook them like other soft-shell crabs and get more people to eat them. Right now, there's no commercial incentive for crabbers to harvest green crabs on a scale large enough to make an impact, she said. But she hopes new products that use the crab, like fishing bait, whiskey, fish sauce, and more, could change that. Whiskey is just the hook, Brad said, to get more people informed. And the more people hear about it, then we get more and more people who might have a really great, innovative idea that we haven't touched upon. Cool, that's pretty interesting. And yeah, like I said before, human beings always find a way to try to address problems, like big problems like that. Which makes a whole lot of sense too, because, I mean, you have to find a way to obviously deal with the problem and an overpopulation of green crabs that are eating all the clams. You know, if it's an ecosystem that everything is connected, then, you know, the clams, you know, no clams, then that means that means something else, which I don't know what it is, and I don't want to pretend like I do, but I do know that everything is an ecosystem and everything is connected. So if one thing is not correct, then there's going to be a problem with each step of the way. So yeah. And obviously these warmer ocean temperatures are just, it's not looking good for us humans. Because I would just want to be very clear about that. The planet will survive. Earth isn't going anywhere. We're only doing this to ourselves. So people get these crazy ideas that the Earth and but no, like we are the ones that are gonna face the consequences. The Earth is gonna continue as normal, and if human beings we fry ourselves to extinction, the Earth will heal itself and will go on, and nature will go on, and the only ones that are fucking themselves over are ourselves. That is a very tough realization, but once you hit that realization that we're just doing it to ourselves and we're just blaming it, we're trying to point fingers and blame it, did it to ourselves. What, you think a cat caused the climate to be the way it is? Get out of here with that. 115, 120 degree weather, that's not normal. It doesn't matter who tells you that. It's not normal. Moving on. Let's see. Ooh, look at this one. This says spiders can fear other spiders. Ooh. Look at that. Love that picture. When confronted with a spider-like 3D model, jumping spiders freeze and back away slowly, especially if the model has eyes. Interesting. So if you're not so fond of spiders, you may find kindred spirits in other spiders. Researcher Daniela Rosler worked with jumping spiders and found that they know to get away from the presence of other possible predator spiders, even if they've never encountered them before. She talks with host Maria Godoy about her research and what Halloween decorations do to the poor spiders, if arachnids can have arachnophobia. Interesting. Let's see. So static visual predator recognition and jumping spiders. Is there like a video? I don't want to watch the whole thing. This is long. I thought I saw them mention a video. Interesting subject, but that's a little long to jump into. It doesn't seem like there isn't a video available. So it says watch videos of the experiment. Interesting. No video. Let's see. Oh, interesting. A marble slab in storage turned out to be an ancient Greek yearbook. It's pretty short, too. Let's see. So it says, researchers in the United Kingdom have found that an ancient Greek inscription on a 2,000-year-old marble tablet is actually something resembling a yearbook for a graduating class, according to a new translation. The inscription sat in the National Museum Scotland collection for over 130 years without being properly looked at until researchers discovered the document, according to Peter Little of the University of Manchester. This is one of a small number of inscriptions in Scotland, one of three ancient Athenian inscriptions in the city of Edinburgh. So it's absolutely exciting, Little told NPR's All Things Considered. Little is on the editorial committee of the project Attic Inscriptions Online, which published the new translation on May 31st. He referred to the inscription as a concise class book, which lists the names of young men within a cohort who finished their year-long civic and military training in what was called the alphabet. Researchers listed 31 names. Some of them are nicknames, such as Theogus for Theogenes and Dionysus for Dionysiodorus. Using their shortened names was unusual, the researchers said, and likely indicates the graduates had a sense of camaraderie. They believe the 31 names are a subset of the full class, which was probably about 100 men. The end of the inscription translates to "of Caesar," which refers to the Emperor Claudius, the fourth ruler of the ancient Roman Empire from AD 41 to 54. The phrasing means the inscription was made during his reign. Little said it's not often researchers uncover new ancient Athenian inscriptions, especially in the UK. They first assumed it was a copy of an already existing inscription in Oxford, England. When we looked a bit closer at this inscription, we discovered that it was in fact a new document, something quite different from anything known before. Attic Inscriptions and UK Collections, a British-funded research project that's part of Attic Inscriptions Online, works with collections across the UK to find, examine, edit, and translate Athenian inscriptions that they make accessible online. Little said this inscription and other types of museum collections help form part of the jigsaw of ancient history. We don't have objective accounts of ancient history, Little said. What we have to do is piece together ancient history from the fragments that exist, and this is one of those. Pretty awesome. And it's testimony to the fact that a lot of the things that we think that are of our times are really just things that have been passed passed down from like generations to generations, and has expanded one way to another. Because I mean, think about it. This is what a Greek inscription. It's a 2,000-year-old marble tablet, and it has nicknames instead of names. So not only does it show, like what they say, a sense of camaraderie, it shows a sense of humor as well. It also shows a sense of how do I explain it? Like it was like fitting within that time. So like yeah, it's a marble tablet, but they still understood that they wanted to inscribe on said marble tablet the names of the men that finished their civic and military training. A yearbook, and you finish high school. So it's just funny how, like, this is a prime example of things that happened back in the day, in olden times, like they say, that has just been passed down from generation to generation. Like back then, it was for the civic and like you're ending your civic and military training. Now it's you're ending your high school years and moving on to a next phase of your life. It's crazy. Okay, let's see what else we can. Okay, this is from July 31st, 2022. A Greenland shark, one of the longest living animals on Earth, was caught near Belize. Dude, look at the size of that. And I don't even think that that's just a random picture that was taken of like, if they should have taken like an actual picture of it and posted it, because that would have been extremely interesting. But look at the size of that. Okay, it says right underneath the picture, researchers caught a Greenland shark off the coast of Belize in April, the first reported sighting of the species in the Western Caribbean. The shark is typically found in the Arctic and at depths of up to 7,000 feet below the ocean surface. What lies beneath? I mean, human beings haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what lies in the deep, deep ocean. I mean, I went to the aquarium, to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and they have like the bioluminescence thing. That's out of this world. And to think that it's just a little speck, that's just one thing that they were able to catch. Just imagine what is really down there that we've never discovered. Like, talk about space and the emptiness of it. But just think about the depths of the ocean. Like, the real complete pitch dark. That's crazy. To think that this shark is typically found in the Arctic and at depths of up to 7,000 feet below the ocean surface. Whoa. Okay. We'll read into this one. So it says, researchers tagging tiger sharks off the southern coast of Belize couldn't believe their eyes when they recently reeled in a different kind of fish. It turned out to be a Greenland shark, which is typically found in the Arctic and can live to be over 500 years old. Whoa. The team of scientists thought the shark was dead when they finally hauled it to the surface. Unlike the target sharks they were after, this particular shark had black, worn-looking skin and pale blue eyes. Devanshi Kasana, a PhD candidate at the Florida International University Predator Ecology and Conservation Lab, said the shark looked really, really old. It was just very surprising and confusing. She said, as soon as it entered our field of vision, we saw a black figure that was getting bigger and bigger. When it came to the surface, none of the crew, with all of their combined fishing experience, had seen anything like that. Kasana and colleagues published an article on the capture in the journal Marine Biology in July. Kasana said the discovery is especially exciting because it suggests that these sharks, which were thought to mainly exist in the Arctic, can be found in the tropics as well. Greenland sharks can likely live to be more than 500 years old. Scientists have more questions than answers when it comes to the Greenland shark. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, these sharks are the longest living vertebrates on the planet, living possibly more than 500 years. And that's just an estimate, because there's no definite way of determining their age. The reason they live to be so old may have something to do with their speed of life, which is slow. Very, very slow. Greenland sharks grow approximately 1/3 of an inch per year and can grow to more than 20 feet in length. And researchers believe the sharks don't reach sexual maturity until sometime after the first 100 years of their life. Whoa. Holy shit. Wow. Okay, according to Kasana, some scientists have theorized that the Greenland shark can be found across the globe if one knows where to look. They love cold water, which is why they're found in the Arctic. However, they've also been discovered as far south as off the coast of Georgia, thousands of feet beneath the ocean surface. The theory is that the closer the sharks are to the equator, the deeper researchers have to go to find them, and they go deep, over 7,000 feet down, according to NOAA. The catch was unexpected. Kasana said that their catch was strictly accidental. On April 22nd, she and her team were working with members of the Belizean shark fishing community and the Belize Fisheries Department to set lines along Glover's Reef, located about 30 miles off the coast. The waters of the reef can be as shallow as 25 feet, but steep drop-offs can reach more than 2,000 feet down. It slopes suddenly, and the depth goes really deep really fast, Kasana said. We believe the line dragged from a much shallower depth to the drop-off, which is why we ended up catching this individual. Wow, so it really was just like out of pure luck. A report of the encounter published on July 15 claims this was the first Greenland shark to be discovered in the Western Caribbean. Knowing how rare the experience was, Kasana said her team discussed buying a lottery ticket should they ever come across another one. If we were to catch another individual, it would be sheer luck. We don't set our lines in a way that targets Greenland sharks, Kasana said. When they reeled in the shark, it looked extremely old, she explained, and though they briefly considered tagging it, they didn't want to incidentally hurt or kill the shark in the name of science. Instead, Kasana and her team measured the shark, took notes and a photo, and sent it on its way. It doesn't seem like you didn't take any great pictures of it either, because you could have just published that instead of this weird looking pictures. But we can definitely see the eyes. You can tell that, like they said, it's just a completely blue eyes. So that shark is probably blind. It's so crazy. Wow. All of these articles that we read today were really interesting. And again, like the one that we read about the green crabs, it's interesting enough because again, human beings always look for ways to try to resolve problems. I'll give you an example. Cats. What did we end up doing when we saw that cats fuck like rabbits? And they, if you don't control it, they can overpopulate. Yeah, we started neutering them and then like spaying them and neutering. And you know, yeah, like human beings have had to take drastic measures to be able to control animal and insect populations before it goes extremely out of hand. So kudos to them for looking for ways for looking for ways looking for ways to improve uh, a I guess alcohol for those that indulge in alcohol, and b obviously the most important part is trying to find a way to control this overabundance of these green crabs. So kudos to them. I will not be going to the beach. I don't want to see myself having to square off against a shark. I don't know where these people get these crazy ideas from, but your boy isn't going to a beach. That's not happening. I'll stay my ass on the shore. I'll sit right next to the sand. I'll dip my feet, and well, not even, because they're the sand tiger sharks. They're just trying to get they're trying to catch fish, but they bite your feet. I can't even have my feet dipped into the ocean. I'm telling you. Real quick. Hope you enjoyed your coffee today. I surely enjoyed being able to be here with you guys. Oh, quick reminder. I will be live today on Twitch. Today's True Crime and Murder Mystery Wednesdays. Today's case is very interesting. Very... trigger warning. It's very... it's a very brutal case. It's a very it's just complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit in the sense that that it actually happened in that manner. It's the Broken Arrow family murders. Broken Arrow is the town, I believe. First video is the case breakdown that we're going to be doing. We will react and discuss to that first, and then the second video was the police interrogation. It's a little bit long. It's like an hour-long video, but it's extremely interesting because I of course I thoroughly enjoy true crime and murder mystery. I like the case breakdowns, but I also like seeing the police interrogations because that's when you really get to see them. You really get to see, like, before they're able to think about what they have time to think about shit in the jail cell, or before they go on their case and whatnot. When they're when they're there in that moment of vulnerability while they're being interrogated, that's when you get to see a lot of different type of psychological traits that you could kind of tell that, you know, this person was or could have potentially done this in any, like, it would have happened anyway. You know, there are many cases where a lot of people have traits that could definitely lead one to believe that, yeah, this person could potentially be a serial killer. And I think that's it's interesting to see when they are put into that position of being questioned, the answers that they give, the way they give the answers, their body language, the way they move, the way they say. I just find it so interesting. I should have been a criminal investigator, or a detective or some shit like that. I just, real life fascinates me. Kind of ironic to say though, because obviously if I live in real life, but I don't know. It's just like you live in your own bubble, so you don't. But the internet gives you the ability to see more than what's happening around you, and it's just extremely interesting. Me personally, I find it really interesting, and I hope you guys find it interesting too. interesting enough to just to want to catch my show, I'll be live on Twitch tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we have a variety show on Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Had a show yesterday. It was at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday shows are more of a relax and unwind show, so we're just listening to music. I am either doing graphic design or showing off an art book. Yesterday I showed off a cannabis-inspired art book. It was phenomenal. If you want to see clips and replays of my shows, you can catch them on my YouTube channel. And then I think one of the most important parts of this is the Discord channel. I am trying to grow this community. While it's a little quiet right now, I am trying to get more like-minded individuals in there that are interested in topics like true crime, murder mystery, mythology, history, culture, music, movies. Am I the antagonist? A little bit of everything. I have different channels that are for ongoing topics that we do on the show. We have channels for like multiplayer games, co-op games, general chat, and you get to engage with me, with yours truly, your favorite variety streamer, your favorite digital creator. Coming week after week with different topics for you to enjoy. That's me. But yeah, hope to see you tonight over on my Twitch channel. It's gonna be great. All the information you can find if you're watching me on LinkedIn. You can find it on my profile page. Thank you for watching me. If you're viewing me on Facebook, again, you can find it on my profile page. You can follow or like the page. You can do either or. And last but not least, if you're watching me on YouTube, like the video, comment, share it out to your loved ones, and subscribe to my channel. So that way you don't miss out on any time I go live or any other clip or videos that I do upload, which I do try to always upload all my episodes onto YouTube so people can enjoy it. Before I go, while I am not blind to the fact that while I don't have the community set yet, I can say this. I'm a goal setter and I'm a goal achiever. And again, while right now the community is in its growing phase, which tends to be a little bit quiet, I believe in my ability to succeed. And I believe truly in the community that I am trying to create. And while, again, I understand that it takes time, I do want to let everyone know that you're always welcome into my community. It's a safe space for all. And the idea is to entertain and just have fun as a community. Just have fun with like-minded individuals. So definitely join that Discord. You can find the information again in any part of the where any of my information is found. I have social media. You can find me on Twitter as well, TikTok, Instagram. I'm everywhere. You name it, I'm there. I believe in myself and my ability to succeed, and the King Angel Show will succeed. And we are on our path to achieving the goals that we've set. And I thank you for your continuous support. I thank you for being here with me. I thank you all for continuously taking the time that you could have dedicated to someone else or doing something else, yet you're here with me. And that is extremely appreciative. It's appreciated by me. And it is something that gives me the strength and the will to continue to move along in this entertainment world. Because at the end of the day, that's what I am. I'm an entertainer. I'm here to entertain you, and I'm here to have fun together. react, discuss, and learn a wide range of topics. You all have a great day. Your boy has to go to work. Thank you very much for being here with me. Catch me tonight on Twitch. Remember, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our True Crime and Murder Mystery Wednesday. Guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for being here with me. Peace. This is the King Angel Show.